Welcome to the Double R Show, the podcast that features everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, directed and produced by Paul Robertson and hosted by the voice of Lincoln City, Roger Robertson.
Housing is one of the most critical issues in all of Lincoln County. Hi, Double R here with the Double R Show along with son Paul, and we're going to talk about housing and the issue of housing.
Right, yeah, we're going to talk about all phases of it, really, from getting shelter tonight to getting shelter for your family and for getting shelter for yourselves and family through, long-term purchases and the like, too. So the whole gambit of housing.
Taking care of the individual, the family, and the extended family in housing. Coming up on the Double R Show.
ACM Award winners, Eli Young Band. Got a little drunk last night. Live in concert. Saturday, February 1st, 8 p.m., Chinook Winds Casino Resort. A night of timeless classics. On sale now at ChinookWinds.com. Chinook Winds, where concerts are better at the beach.
Zantello Law Group has moved. I'm Josh Zantello, and our law firm is now located across from the Lincoln City Community Center on Northeast 21st. Our law firm of knowledgeable professionals stand ready to assist you in life's matters.
You'll find a book for every occasion at Bob's Beach Books. Something to read as you relax by an open fire? We have it. Studying a particular topic? We have that too. Traveling to a far-off land? Discover it first by reading. Bob's Beach Books in the Ocean Lake area of Lincoln City? Come discover.
Wintertime can be a tough time on a lot of people that are homeless, and Chantel Estes, the Winter Shelter Program Coordinator for Lincoln County, is with us. Do we have that many people on the streets at this point in time?
So it just depends on the weather as well as, which location we're talking about. So we have Newport and a shelter in Lincoln City. Our Newport location is busier than our Lincoln City location at the moment.
So people get into the shelter how?
So they come for intakes between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. So we have about 1 hour intake times, or they could always call 541-270-1005 if it's going to be after those hours, or referred by an agency, or also law enforcement escorts can bring them throughout the night. We are open from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Now, we have a location here in Lincoln City. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the county just purchased a building located at 2125 Northwest Highway 101. And we just completed the remodeling of a new bathroom, ADA bathroom with a shower, so that our guests can have access to showers, laundry, as well as other amenities that we provide. We are on our 60-day permit. We are working on our sprinkler system, and then we will be permanently permitted to finish out the season, which ends April 30th.
Now, how long can somebody stay in the shelter?
So they can come from day one all the way till the last day. As long as they come consistently, they get to keep their bed in our permanent locations.
How about people with pets, dogs, cats, the like?
Absolutely. We love our fur babies.
Okay.
We promote it. We have no barriers to get in. We work with them on their vaccination shots or any other amenities that the animal needs as well. So we get donations from dog clothes, dog food, cat food. We really promote that because a lot of our unhoused folks do have animals, and it's important to not have barriers for them as well.
Do we find that a number of the people that are unhoused, if you will, staying in the shelter, have got jobs, they're making their way, but they just don't have it to get into a house?
Yes, exactly. And so we do make arrangements with those folks that we are able to keep their stuff on hand so they're not having to carry it every single day. And we also do late check-ins. So if they get off at 8 or 9 or 10, they can come in so they'll always have a place to stay.
Critically important.
Absolutely. The foundation to being stable is a roof over your head. And with having those barriers without a house, it's impossible to get a job.
Now, the shelter is only in operation in the wintertime, or does it go year-round, or what determines that the doors are going to be open?
So last year was the first year that it was opened. The county took it on, and I built it in 2 weeks. And so we started from October till the end of March. But last year we noticed that it was colder in April. So we moved the opening date to November to the end of April so that we can capture that colder month.
Now, you talked about there was more people being housed in Newport than in Lincoln City. How many people can be housed at a given time here in town?
So here at our location, until we get our permanent permit, we are at 26. After that, we can house up to 32 if we need it. And I'm sorry, it's not 26, it's 24.
And normally full each night?
Currently, because we have only been open 3 weeks, we're working with the hospitals so we can do discharge from the emergency room and just get outreach a little bit more to let people know we're open.
So you talk about people being discharged from the hospital or the police or whatever would happen to be. Is there a way that they can get to you, or do they got to walk, or what happens?
No, so last year there was only me as the county employee, and so we subcontracted out our staffing. And so there was not anybody that was able to drive vehicles. This year, I'm able to hire multiple people underneath me so that they can drive vehicles. So we have made a new program where we can transport from the emergency room to the shelter by staff.
Now, you're talking about staffing. Are there staff on hand in all of the facilities where people are being housed?
Yes, we always have 2 on hand at all times, but during intake times and up till about 9 o'clock when showers and laundry is pretty much done and people are starting to want to go to sleep, we always have at least 4 people on. So 2 of those people can go and do a transport.
So you do have both shelters for men and women?
Correct.
Okay.
The common areas, because we have temporary locations until we are able to put our bunk beds in, we have a men and a female side in Lincoln City, but in Newport we're unable to do that.
How about couples? What happens to couples?
So they would, have the choice to, in a common area, stay together, or they can move wherever they want to.
A lot of children?
No children. We are an adult shelter only.
Okay.
However, if we did get a phone call on that 1005 number, we would be able to talk with them about meeting them at a hotel and getting them arrangements, short-term arrangements, until I can get other resources on board.
Where does the money come from to support this program?
So we did do ARPA last year, and now we're working with our Lincoln City graciously gave the shelter a really good percentage of funding, which we wouldn't be able to do it without Lincoln City
Wonderful.
And Newport and other cities. That really has helped a lot.
Thank you, Council.
Yes, thank you.
It was significant.
Oh, absolutely. $100,000 is no chump change. So we greatly needed that in order to provide appropriate staff to keep the safety measures, first at forehand.
What are the needs now other than making certain that people are housed?
Well, there's a lot of different needs we need. We need a day center that is open 7 days a week. It's critical when they leave at 7 a.m. to have a safe place to go as well. And right now, because we do close at 7 a.m., they're kind of up in the air here in Lincoln City.
Because if you're walking out into the rain or the cold or whatever would happen to be at 7 o'clock in the morning, that's awful early.
Yes, we are trying to talk about, finding the funding to extend those hours where it'll be a little warmer when they need to leave. But currently our funding is what it is, and we're not able to do that, which is why it's helpful to collaborate with other nonprofits or anyone else that is able to open up a day center.
Chantel, one more time, you are the Winter Shelter Program Coordinator, but to be able to get a hold of you, the telephone number people can call
is 541-270-1005.
If you're looking for great early garden fresh produce, it's Kenny's IGA in the Bay Area of Lincoln City. 4 generations of Morgans caring for your every grocery need. All of your favorite beverages, a full deli, meat, produce, and of course, groceries.
We may be young, but we are experienced. Hi, Adina Zeller here, and Zeller's restaurants are now a year old, but the experience in preparing and serving food goes way back generations. Zeller's Lincoln City and Rose Lodge. Come on in.
Wouldn't it be great to have all your insurance needs handled by one agency? This is Charlotte Lado with Farmers Insurance and the Insurance Store. Visit our office next to the Wildflower Grill in Lincoln City. Let us be your one stop for your personal, commercial, health, and Medicare insurance needs.
Family Promise is being reactivated, or probably never totally was gone, but it's back and back in spades. With us right now is the new Executive Director of Family Promise here of Lincoln County, Jessica Duranzo-Meyer. Did I get that right?
You did.
I did.
Good job.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Family Promise. Why did you get involved with Family Promise?
So, well, originally, I guess if you roll it back, it started when I was a child, and my mother was a survivor of domestic violence, and we were in and out of a lot of sheltering programs as a child. Later on, in life, it's a loaded question, just so you know, but later on in life, she met my stepfather, who was a recovering heroin addict, a veteran. And he came into my life and was always teaching me to be kind to others. You know, I grew up in Portland in the 90s. And at that time, the houseless population stayed centered around Bologna Joe's in Portland. But every once in a while, we would see somebody out panhandling. And he always, he raised me to be kind to others and never judge where somebody's at, because you don't know what their backstory is. So fast forward, my father ended up passing away, and I got into homeless services to live out his memory. So for 17 years, it's just what I've been doing. I did some projects in Tacoma. I was a participant in opening up the first tent city in Tacoma. I was a participant, the program manager and the lead on opening up the Salvation Army's first ever day center in the nation in Seattle, Washington.
Tell me about that. More about that.
Oh, about the day center? Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I was in partnership. It was the Salvation Army in partnership with King County Shelters. Okay. And at that time, in that part of Washington, it became illegal to be homeless. And what would happen is people would get cited $500 tickets for being camped out. For being homeless. And so they would get a $500 ticket. Once you reached $3,500 in fines, then you were arrestable. And so the Salvation Army's response to that, to help get people off the streets during the day, was to open up a day center. I opened up 3 months early because we had cold weather. I had 2 staff and about 350 people in a building that's capacity was 50. We had a huge snowstorm in Seattle, so I opened it and we just started running with it. I dealt with a lot of people who had received diversion programs, so kind of just shipped to our area because they were told there was a plethora of resources. So it was pretty active.
So you bring that passion to Family Promise.
Yeah. So then I come here. I find Northwest Coastal Housing, where I was a services manager there for 2 years. And then when Elizabeth Reyes was stepping down, she gave me a call, and here we are. Here it is. Yeah, and it just felt like the next right thing to do. I really wanted to stay family-focused and family-centered, because breaking the cycles of homelessness starts with children. And at other shelters I've been at, I haven't had that opportunity. So it presented itself.
So are you taking in families now, or taking applications?
Yes.
Or where are you at today?
So when I came in on November 12th, we were fully shut down. We weren't accepting any families. A month in, learning the new position, I hired Cynthia Brigham, our family services manager, and we got our units filled at CPR. We have 3 units at CPR. We got those filled, so we're providing full case management. And then we also have opened up our wait list, and we have families on our wait list that we're providing light case management to get them prepared and ready to get into the shelter.
How do you select a family to be part of Family Promise, or avail themselves of the services of Family Promise?
Well, that's a great question. So originally, Family Promise was a high barrier program, meaning you couldn't have substance use disorder, you couldn't be active in addiction, you couldn't have certain things on your criminal background. Okay. Me coming in, it's become a low barrier. So basically, people will call, and if they are not registered sex offenders or have violent crimes against children, we can bring them in. So it's just whoever needs housing in the area. You have to be a community member. You have to be in Lincoln County for us to be able to help you. So that's the first requirement. And then the second requirement is you have to have school-age children in the home. So no single individuals. And we do pregnant mamas. And so you just have to have that child.
Funding for Family Promise comes from where?
Oh, gosh. You know what I have learned about Lincoln County is that people are really generous. So we get a lot of our funding from donors.
Very good.
And then we have grants as well, state grants and city grants. That's where we get our funding. grants and donors, fundraising.
And it is a total, complete nonprofit organization that
100%.
goes back to helping people.
Yep.
It is wonderful. Family Promise has got a wonderful history in the county already.
Yes, it does. And that's what I learned. And that's kind of what opened my eyes up to this beautiful county. I don't live here myself, but a lot of my memories were made in Lincoln City as a child with my father. And so I live in Grand Ronde, but I travel here and participate in this community. I am a new member of the Kiwanis here, Family Promises. We're participating in the pit count, whatever I can do to help this community.
I think probably of this interview, what I've enjoyed the most is the fact that you refer to your stepfather, which I also had as your father.
Absolutely. That was my dad. He raised me until he passed away unexpectedly. Yeah. He a lot of my morals and values come from him.
And that is where you come from now.
Yes.
Okay, if somebody wants to become involved with Family Promise, what do they do?
So right now we are currently looking for volunteers. We're establishing and rebuilding our volunteer base. It's kind of dwindled down since there was a pause, but we are looking for volunteers to come in and just be a body to help run the facility even. We're looking for volunteers who can help us bring our cans in. We're looking for volunteers who want to run our donation room, our community services program, just kind of providing help. If you need help, then you can reach Family Promise at 541-614-0964, and Cynthia and I will answer and get you what you need.
And Jessica, Family Promise is located where?
It is located in Taft between the Ace Mills hardware store and the Pines. The address is 5030 Southeast Highway 101.
Family Promise. Thankfully, it's back open again.
Yes, it is.
Northwest Septic Service is your one-stop shop for all your septic needs.
Northwest Septic Service offers pumping, maintenance, repair, and inspections with one call, 541-994-6977.
Buying or selling a home? Northwest Septic Service can inspect your sewer line or an entire septic system.
Old or failing septic system? Northwest Septic Service can rejuvenate most drain fields, saving you thousands of dollars. 541-994-6977.
Serving Lincoln, Tillamook, and Yamhill counties, Northwest Septic Service.
We at La Roca are proud of our food, but don't take our word for it. Read the reviews. One person wrote, "The service was friendly and efficient." Another writes, La Roca has become one of our favorites because it's authentic Mexican food.
Taj Richardson, Harcourts, congratulations on several fronts.
Yes, sir. It is a big year of change as we roll into 2025 for the brokerage.
Now, number one thing, name.
The name. So a lot of people may know us as Harcourts Home Oregon Coast. We just changed the name to Harcourts Coast Realty to better define exactly what we do and where we do it.
And speaking of where you do it.
Yes, and then that's the new change as well. So we just relocated from our home for many years, which was in the Taft area, up to the Lighthouse Square Shopping Center at the north end of Lincoln City.
So the new location, you have added staff.
The big reason for the move was that we needed more space. We have added agents. We are up to 10, including myself. I've got Seth Belzy on the team, Ross and Rachel Rayberg, Angie Downs, Chris Dragoo, Brandy Stevens, Mark Jones, Jennifer Crouch, Salome Sanchez, and then our very, very important admin support staff, April Delphin on the team.
So you have really grown. Why? What's spurring on the growth?
I think we want to provide service to everyone regardless of where they are and what their needs are. And I feel like in real estate, the most important thing is to really connect with your real estate agent. I think once a real estate agent gets up and going with their business, a lot of what we do is very similar. You go through the same process again and again. What I think makes agents stand out when you're working with your clients is that connection, the emotional piece of who you are and who your agent is and how you guys connect to get through, frankly, what is a challenging thing, a real estate transaction. And so I want to be able to have someone come into our office and find somebody who they really can connect with and go out and do the business they need us to help them with. And the reality is I might not connect perfectly with somebody, but somebody else on my team is going to connect great with them.
Now, we talked a lot about market. You mentioned the word market. What's happening in the real estate market in and around Lincoln City?
So I have a YouTube channel and I post on it every couple of weeks. And I just released a YouTube video about the 2025 crystal ball, I call it, of what's going to happen. I watched the video after the edits when it was getting ready to be released. And I said to myself, that video would be different just 3 weeks later because I see a different trend happening now that we're starting to get into 2025. The market overall, I think we're going to look back at the end of 25 and say, boy, I had no idea that was going to happen. And I feel like there are going to be these little micro pockets of what somebody might say is a good market. Maybe things are coming on the market, selling quickly at a good price. Buyers are happy, sellers are happy. And I think we're going to have these little micro conditions throughout the year too, where it's like houses can't sell or buyers are maybe having to pay a little more than they wanted to and even getting into a bit of a bidding war. So I think we're going to see a lot of everything this year. And I also believe that if anybody tells you they know what's going to happen this year, run the other way.
I would have to think so. And it really is a crystal ball. It's a dream machine, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anyone can truly say they know what's going to happen. And real estate, honestly, is a very reactionary economic market. So many things play into it. It can be spooked, I guess, pretty easily. And then the other thing about real estate is that it takes time to understand what the trends are. And so that's why I said, you look back on this year and that's when you really kind of see what happens. It takes time to get from where the transaction happens to looking back and seeing the bigger picture of all the transactions that happened and then know what the market did and what kind of a market we're in, which is always just either, generally they kind of break it into two classifications, a buyer's market and a seller's market. And so the funny thing about that is if I'm a seller and it's a seller's market, that's a good market. But if you're a buyer in a seller's market, that's a bad market. So it's kind of yin and yang as well.
Is there a sweet spot when it comes to listing real estate or buying real estate?
So there's the listing season. I've been doing real estate now for 20 years here locally. And what I learned early on from my days back at Coast Properties with Sam and Sharon Galasso is that most of the listings come on between spring break and Memorial Day. And so you get a big rush of all the sellers coming to market. And because it's been that way for so long, 2+ decades, buyers know. So if there are buyers in the market for the Oregon coast, right now they're thinking, hey, I'm kind of dipping my toes in the market, but I'm not really making any moves till I see more options. And that's just more listings coming on the market. And then that runs through summer, and then things kind of start to slow down at the end of summer when we start to get back into the fall, prepare for school time. And so that just means that there is this kind of defined window between March and August where by far most of the real estate activity happens for our town.
Real estate wise, exclusively homes, or do we do businesses as well?
Yeah. So as a real estate agent in Oregon, you can help anybody buy and sell any type of real estate. So that could be residential, commercial, and anything in between. For our area, there's not a ton of commercial real estate. And so because there's not a bunch of commercial real estate, the residential real estate agents, which generally we all are, help people buy and sell commercial when it comes up.
Finally, Taj Richardson, new name, new location. Give it to us again.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So it's Taj Richardson, Seth Belzy, and the team at Harcourts Coast Realty here now in the north end of town at the Lighthouse Square Shopping Center. Come by our office Monday through Friday and Saturday. We're here 9 to 5, and we're ready to help talk you through listing and buying your houses.
Starship, featuring Mickey Thomas. Saturday, March 1st, Chinook Winds Casino Resort. Starship. Tickets are on sale now at ChinookWins.com, Chinook Wins box office, or by phone at 1-888-MAIN-ACT. The journey continues. Starship, featuring Mickey Thomas. Chinook Wins, where concerts are better at the beach.
Housing. That's been the topic of today's discussion on the Double R Show. And Habitat for Humanity, the forerunner of affordable housing in Lincoln County, is sponsoring the 3rd annual Home and Garden Show. This is going to be at the Newport Rec Center coming up on April the 26th. The reason I bring it up now is they're looking for sponsors. They're looking for people to buy booth space and the like. And if you're interested in working with Habitat for Humanity, Lincoln County, events at habitatlincoln.org, or the phone number 458-277-7606. The Home and Garden Show, 3rd annual Home and Garden Show. It's going to be this year. Instead of up at the casino, it's going to be in Newport at the Newport Rec Center. They get facilities in both Lincoln City and Newport, and I'm certain that's where they're trading back and forth.
Yeah, Habitat for Humanity for Lincoln County.
For Lincoln County. It is all of Lincoln County. AARP Foundation Tax Aid provides tax assistance to anyone free of charge, with a focus on taxpayers who are over 50 and have low to moderate income. You don't need to be an ARP member to use the service, and the services are available right here in Lincoln City and at the Driftwood Library site on Mondays from 11 until 5. And this will start on February 3rd through April 7th. They'll be closed on February 17th for the holiday. So tax aid services are available, and it is there designed to help the seniors. That'd be me. And those of low income. What else do we have your side of the table?
That's pretty much it for the day.
Plays.
Oh, yeah, we got one more weekend, right, of Dial M for Murder.
And we're going.
Yeah, we're going tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah,
so Dial M for Murder, Theater West on stage. Don't miss it. I look forward to seeing it tonight. And a song comes to mind when I say tonight. That'll do it to the doings on a Double R Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share so you, your family, and friends around the world and across the street can join us on the Double R Show. And again, thanks to all of those people that are donut sponsors.
Oh, yes, always the donuts. We love those donuts.
I love them donuts. And if you want more information about the donut, being a donut sponsor or a donut king, get a hold of Paul or myself, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you about that. For Paul, Jana, I'm Double R. Have yourself a happy day.
You've been listening to The Double R Show. Join Roger and Paul Robertson as they explore everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, produced by Always Productions and hosted by Roger Robertson. Have a story? Email contact@alwaysproductions.com or call 458-201-3039. For The Double R Show, I'm Jana Grahn.